top 10 foods that may heal the teeth. Disclaimer: the information in this video is for educational purposes only and isn't a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult a healthcare provider for personal health concerns, diagnoses, and treatments. The first Barbara O'Neill International Health Lecturer, she shares inside 2 powerful superfluids that support national teeth healing.
The healing of the tooth comes from the superfluids. Holistic Dental is a book written by Nadine Artemis. And Nadine Artemis, she presents some fascinating things. She looks pretty much at what I've looked at here, but she goes a little bit further with the teeth, which are the only exposed bone in our body, and they should not be deteriorating. And if they do have a little decay, they have the ability to heal themselves, as every other body tissue does. So why aren't they healing? Maybe they haven't been given the right times, or they have not been given the right conditions. And she calls these 2 superfluids. So what are your 2 superfluids? And these 2 superfluids are constantly bathing the teeth and nourishing the teeth. One is the internal. The internal fluid would be your blood and your lymph. And remember what the lymph does, it sweeps away waste from the tissues. And remember what the blood does, it comes along with the nutrition, it comes along with the oxygen, it comes along with the water, the white blood cells. This internal fluid is bathing from the inside. And your external fluid is your saliva. Now, both the internal fluid and the external fluid, their quality is totally dependent on fresh air, sunshine, not taking anything in that will harm it, going to bed early, exercising every day, having a nourishing diet, having food that has the quality, the ingredients to build a healthy body, drinking adequate water. If you don't drink adequate water, that saliva does not have the ability to bathe, soothe, nourish, and heal. When you look after your bones, you are also looking after your teeth.
It's essential to keep both our internal fluids, blood and lymph, and external fluids, saliva, in optimal health. To support natural tooth healing, these superfluids play a key role in transporting nutrients and maintaining a healing environment for teeth. By nourishing our bodies with the right foods, we can promote stronger, healthier teeth. In this video, we'll explore the top 10 foods that can aid in tooth healing and strengthening. We'll learn from Barbara O'Neill, a leading health educator, and Ellie Phillips, a globally respected dentist, known for her approach to maintaining oral health naturally without unnecessary dental interventions, most often mentioned Dr. Ellie Phillips.
Phillips is cheese.
Cheese is an excellent example. It actually has been shown to be karyostatic. That means it can stop cavities when you eat it as the conclusion of your mealtime. Just a tiny bit will dissolve in your saliva and coat your teeth with the minerals that they need to remineralize.
Some studies that were done, some in Denmark and some in other parts of Europe and also in England, where they actually gave small pieces of cheese to children before they went to school each morning. After breakfast, they had this little piece of cheese. There was one with Edam, there was one with cheddar cheese. In these studies, it showed that cheese can actually help children prevent cavities. There were less cheddar cheese. In these studies, it showed that cheese can actually help children prevent cavities. There were less cavities in the children who had this little tiny piece of cheese on the way to school.
So eating cheese at the end of a meal would be an excellent choice. Now let's hear about why it is important to end the meal with certain foods.
Almost every food that we consume is going to end up making our mouth acidic. And acidity weakens teeth. The best solution to this is to make sure that you eat and drink and end every meal with what I call a tooth protective food. Now, this would be a food that doesn't cause acidity, it doesn't decay your teeth.
They're really things that are without any sugar, so there would probably be a protein or a fat. They're really the best foods are ones that are somewhat oily or contain minerals.
Whole milk.
Whole milk, a good grass-fed whole milk, just a couple of ounces, a small amount, swished around your teeth would be a good protective ending to a meal.
3 teeth-protecting fruits often mentioned by Dr. Ellie are avocado, strawberry, and raspberry.
avocado would be a good example. Strawberries and raspberries contain an ingredient that I am very excited about, this ingredient that is called xylitol. And this xylitol is a health sugar in many fruits and vegetables. It's also found in birch trees and in fibers of different fruits and vegetables. And if you eat a strawberry or a raspberry at the end of a meal, the xylitol in that fruit, it's a very small amount, but it is adequate. You'll feel that it alkalizes your mouth. It feels good as an ending to a meal. Now, if you want to dip that fruit into some crystals of xylitol, that will be even better.
Xylitol.
If you want to stimulate a flow of even more mineralized, even more healing saliva, xylitol, product that I formulated, Zellies, are designed specifically so that when you eat a few mints, it will stimulate a flow of highly mineralized saliva that will go into the outside of your teeth and strengthen the enamel. And the more you do this, the more you strengthen your enamel and reduce the period of time when they're demineralized, the stronger your teeth, the smoother the surface, and the more light will bounce off the surface of your tooth, and your teeth will appear brighter and whiter.
How much of xylitol should we consume?
You don't need much. I mean, a teaspoon a day is the amount, but just spaced out at the end of meal.
Food pairing.
There are also things you can eat in combination with each other to help minerals be absorbed. For example, if you eat a banana with some dairy, the bacteria that actually break down the banana fibers are the bacteria that you'll feed them with your banana, and they'll be able to absorb more calcium from the dairy that you eat in combination with your banana. It's called food pairing. The food that you want to pair with that yogurt would be a food that contains bromelain, vitamin A, K, and C. And the food that I have known to be most beneficial is fresh pineapple. So if you're trying to heal your gums and your teeth, at every meal, try to begin the meal, start the meal out with a small amount, just a tablespoon of yogurt with a little few pieces of chopped up fresh pineapple. Try and get a little bit of that pineapple, bit that's less sweet. The part that's around the center is where most of the bromelain is found, in the fibers, in that fibrous-y stuff. And the fibers of pineapple contain all the ingredients necessary for skin and bone healing. Just amazing. And if you're about to go for an extraction or something, remember, start doing this treatment or this therapy for yourself a week before, and definitely continue it for a week after, and you'll see amazing results with your healing.
To maintain healthy teeth, it's equally important to care for the health of your jaw. A strong, well-nourished jaw provides essential support for your teeth, helping them stay aligned, stable, and better protected from damage. The jawbone and surrounding structures anchor the roots of your teeth, so keeping them strong ensures a solid foundation. The following fruit and vegetables are recommended by Barbara for promoting a healthier jaw and stronger teeth. The best fruit that Barbara recommends is apple.
Things to eat is an apple. Your teeth and your mouth need crunchy things. So with a refined diet today, there's hardly any crunch, have you noticed? But apples require you to crunch. And when you crunch, that is strengthening the teeth, it is strengthening the jaws, it is strengthening the gums. No wonder the old saying says an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So get used to crunchy things.
There are 3 vegetables that Barbara picks out as being great for teeth health.
Celery is particularly good, and carrots that crunching it in the mouth. Children love raw carrots. Cucumbers, all of those crunchy foods. They're strengthening the gums, strengthening the teeth. They are also strengthening the jaws. This explains why breastfeeding is so important for children. When babies breastfeed, it takes a lot of work to get the milk out of the breast, but that hard work that the baby does, it strengthens the jaw. It causes the roof of the mouth to form properly with that tongue pressing against it. It gets that jaw ready for the teeth to come through.
A healthy digestive system is essential for strengthening teeth and maintaining healthy gums. Proper digestion ensures that your body absorbs the nutrients needed to support strong teeth and resilient gum tissue.
The final way you can support your mouth health is through your digestive health, because what we eat how we consume, the health of our gut, will affect what kind of minerals we absorb into our blood, what flows around our body. And when it comes to our salivary glands, that blood flow is going to give your saliva the best minerals that it can give them. So how good your digestive absorption is going to have an influence on the quality of the saliva in your mouth.
While you would be familiar with the foods that are good for digestive system, here are the list mentioned by Dr. Ellie.
Probiotic foods, foods that contain, they're fermented foods, things like sauerkraut, sourdough bread. There are pickles, have these helpful bacteria in them. Certain yogurts, although be careful because a lot of yogurt contains a lot of sugar. But if you can research the good yogurt that will help support your gut health.
Salad foods, lettuce, celery, beets, onions, mushrooms, garlic, all these good foods that not only help our digestive health, our immune system. In that whole sequencing, our immune system influences our blood content of minerals, and these flow around our body. And our salivary glands are where there's an exchange between the blood in our body and our salivary ducts. There is this networking between capillaries, the small blood vessels, and the little ducts of our salivary glands. And this interaction is where the minerals from our blood go into these ducts, are then concentrated and pushed into our mouth as saliva.